care of the grafted apples, choosing the desired growth that you want, and removal of rootstock growth. So here are some of the apples that we did in September, showing good sort of rootstock growth, and also further up here good top growth from the cyanwood. So what we need to decide is what we're going to remove. So first thing we need to do is remove the excess rootstock. So we'll start at the bottom. Now the two things I'm going to use are either my secateurs or a grafting knife. I need to be careful with my secateurs that I do get close enough to remove everything, so what I might do initially is remove everything with the secateurs and then clean up afterwards with the grafting knife. So what we're going to do is we'll pull this one out here, and we'll just tilt the camera down so we can have a good look, put it on a bit of an angle like so, and the easiest way to get as close as possible is to make sure that my blade is the bit that's closest to the stem. Alright, if I cut going in that way, right, what that's going to do is it's actually going to leave a little bit of a stump. So by turn it around from here, by putting the blade in close to the stem, I get nice and close. So we're going to remove, this is all the rootstock growth on these apples. One down a little lower there, and we'll just keep turning it around. Tilt the camera up. Right, so we've still got these growths here, and we can start seeing now the tape. Right, the tape just here from my graft. Right, and this particular one is a whooping tongue. Right, and we can just see in there the whooping tongue graft. Now you can see if I took this down to here, right, this particular, zoom in, oops, out of focus, come on focus, there we go. It's just a little bit of a stump, so what we do with our knife is very carefully just take go both ways, small slither out. Right, we left a little bit of a scar, but what it means is I've removed all that cell growth from around there, which should ensure that I don't get any more growths. Right, so I've actually removed it rather than just pruned it. So I'll go through and remove the rest of those. Now the top part of the growth on this plant, up here. Right, so this is my piece of cyanwood which had 3 buds on it. Right, there's one bud right there that hasn't developed, one bud here that's just developing. So what we're going to do is we're going to select the strongest one, which is obviously in this stage is the top one. So we'll just remove the growth there. Right, and now what that's going to do is that's going to ensure that all the energy now goes into this top growth, and I'll get a much stronger apple. Right, so that's growing really well. So just to the side of that is another one. Right, so we can see all this rootstock growth. So we'll just quickly remove that. Right, so there's all the rootstock removed, and on this one again it is the top growth that is nice and strong. So we'll just remove the other 2 growths. Oh, so it's nice and strong. So that's actually a machine cleft, and also the first one was the whooping tongue. So this one here is the top working cleft. So again, excellent growth. Right, remove the rootstocks. And just remove that one. I'll just put it on a bit of an angle here so we can see that there's my graft point. Right, and I've actually got two relatively strong growths, but again the top one is the strongest. It is on quite an angle on this particular one. It's coming out a bit sideways, but that will in time straighten up. Alright, so we'll just get rid of this other competing one. Tears through there. Alright, so there's our three apple trees now, all cleaned up. There's a few others behind them. Right, but they should be starting to show a lot stronger growth. Now these are only in small bags, they're only in PB5s. So my next step would also be to pot these on and get them growing a little bit stronger. The only other grafts we did was our chip buds. Right. And here's a chip bud here. Right, and we just see down here. Oops. There's my chip bud there. This one's actually just showing signs of growth. Well, once it's in the camera. Right, I'm not going to do anything with this one now. I'll just let it keep growing. The only thing I will remove, and it's not showing a huge sign of it here, but it's just one tiny wee growth at the bottom. Right, what we want is we want all the goodness to be going up past that chip bud. Right, so having growth up above, but nothing down below. So we'll just remove that one through there. And that's our chip bud. So none of my chip buds have sprouted away, so they can just sit there and carry on doing their thing. Now I'll just give a little bit more of a close up here. Put it on a bit of an angle. Camera in. Right, and so you can just see this is where I've pruned it with the secateurs, and there's just a little bit of area of cells just around that. So if I just remove that carefully with my awkward angle, that's why I'm using two hands. Right, and so I've just opened that up a bit more. So what I've done is I should have eliminated any cells there that are likely to grow, and that'll be a nice strong plant that's growing well. So that's what we should be doing with our grafted apples, selecting one stem. The temptation is to, at this stage, think, well, okay, I've got multiple stems, let's make some espaliers, but you're much better off just to let them grow and develop as they are at the moment, and then start to do your training once you've got an established tree. Don't sort of think, I'm going to try and support 2 or 3 branches out here to get the espalier growing. Get the one stem growing first, and then we can prune to those later on. So that's the aftercare of apple trees.